Women Loving God Beyond. And your pastor sent me this theme. My mind took me to a passage of text in the Gospel of Luke. Luke chapter 7. And if you bear with me, I want to read some verses, a few verses, beginning at verse number 36. Luke chapter 7, beginning at verse number 36. Also good to see these preachers who are also on the pulpit with us. And we're thankful. Luke chapter 7, verse number 36. And I want to read this from King James Version. And it reads, "And one of the Pharisees desired him that he would eat with him, and he went into the Pharisee's house and sat down to meat. And behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, when she knew that Jesus sat at meat in the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster box of ointment, and stood at his feet behind him, weeping, and began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them with the hairs of her head, and kissed his feet, and anointed them with the ointment. Now when the Pharisee which had bidden him saw it, he spake within himself, saying, This man, if he were a prophet, would have known who and what manner of woman this is that toucheth him, for she is a sinner. And Jesus answering said unto him, Simon, I have somewhat to say unto thee. And he said, Master, say on. There was a certain creditor which had two debtors. The one owed 500 pence and the other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, he frankly forgave them both. Now tell me therefore, which of them loved him most? Simon answered and said, I suppose that he to whom he forgave most. And he said unto him, Thou hast rightly judged. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simon, Seest thou this woman? I entered into thine house, thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she had washed my feet with tears, and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, had not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil thou didst not anoint, but this woman had anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven. For she loved much, but to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. And he said unto her, Thy sins are forgiven. And they that sat at meat with him began to say within themselves, Who is this that forgiveth sins also? And he said unto the woman, Thy faith has saved thee. Go in peace. For a few moments, I want to talk about a thirsty chick.
The thirst is
A thirsty chick. Now, before you jump into this message, ready to judge this title and judge your sisters in the struggle, please know that under the right circumstances, anybody young or old can become a thirsty chick. Those who are young are familiar with this modern vernacular. Those who are seasoned may not be in tune with what it means to be thirsty. The definition of someone who is thirsty is someone who tries too hard to gain the attention of someone that he or she is interested in. In the modern vernacular, briefly, a thirsty chick is essentially a desperate woman. As is often the case with desperate women, her priorities are out of whack. She's lost morally, emotionally, and or psychologically. Her confusion about what life and love are all about calls her to behave immaturely and recklessly. And while she is a nuisance, we can't help but feel sorry for the thirsty chick. We know a thirsty chick. or been a thirsty chick? Or you a thirsty chick right now? But somebody ought to shout that the Lord blesses even those who are thirsty. Let me help you to understand why I labeled this story found in this chapter 7 of Luke. Simon the Pharisee, one who was religious, invited Jesus to come into his home. And when the Lord came into his home, it says there was a certain woman of the city. And Luke made it known to make sure that she was labeled a sinner. Did not give her name, did not give her background, did not give where she was, but said she was a sinner. And the text said that when she heard that Jesus was in Simon's house, that she made her way to where Jesus was, and she brought her alabaster box of ointment, and when she got into the house, she saw Jesus reclining at the table, and the text says that she began to anoint his feet and began to cry and weep and started to let down her hair and started to wipe his feet with her tears and began to just anoint the Lord right where he was. It says when Simon the host saw what this woman was doing, Simon said, Lord, if you are a prophet, you would understand who this woman is, what type of woman this is that is anointed and carrying on about you like this. And so Jesus said, well, Simon, I got something to tell you. And he said, go ahead, master, lay it on me. And so Jesus said, there was a story of two folk who owed some money. One owed 500 and the other owed 50. Neither one of them had the money to pay. That's right. And so the one who the money was owed forgave them of their debt. They said, which one of them do you think had the most to be thankful for? And he said, I guess the one who had the biggest debt. And the Lord said, you're certainly right. He said, the one who is forgiven more is the one who loves more. And he said, Simon, let me lay it on you. You're the host. I came into here. You haven't washed my feet. But she hasn't stopped wiping the tears since she got in here. You haven't anointed my head. But yet she hasn't stopped anointing my feet. He says, all that she is doing is good. You're supposed to be the one who invited me, and you haven't done nothing yet. Can I share something with somebody? Sometimes we sit in church so much that we begin to take Jesus for granted. Say that. When you come to Jesus, what are you expecting? When you come to worship, what are you looking for? Is there something or someone that's hindering you from worshiping God or trying to make your way to Jesus? Some of y'all look at thirsty chicks in the wrong way. I thank God for this thirsty chick because she was in a desperate situation and she wouldn't let nobody hinder her from coming up to the Lord. Three characters in this story: Simon, Jesus, and this woman. And the traditional common courtesies of the host to the guests were not offered to Jesus. First, if you would invite the Lord to your house, first some feet would be washed. Second, you'll be greeted by a kiss from the host. And then thirdly, oil was applied to the head. Now, Jesus was committed to evangelizing and presenting a gospel offer to all sinners. Whether they were the thirsty, low-life sinners, whether they were the high-life sinners, whether they were the outcasts or the irreligious, or whether they was a very Jesus, he was committed to evangelizing to any and every person that came into his presence. And if we're going to be the church to carry out the mandate of the commandment of Christ, we got to evangelize to any and everybody who comes in contact with us. Christian women, if you don't love God beyond, that means you got to minister to those who dress up too high. You got to minister to those whose sleeves are out. You got to minister to those who come in contact with you so you can spread the gospel, make disciples, and do what God has called us. On this act, an occasion in an act of irony, he reaches out to demonstrate his power, to forgive sins to a hypocritical, self-righteous Pharisee.
That's right.
By using the very first person that the Pharisee despised the most. The lowlife, the reprobate, the wretched, immoral, thirsty prostitute, whose transformation was very clear and inarguable. This he uses as evidence of his power to transform even this Pharisee. Who is God using to draw you closer unto the Lord? What are three things that I see in this text? We'll be on our way back 37 and then out 35. The first thing that I see here about this thirsty chick is that she came despite of where she was. She came despite of where she was. Right there in the text, verse 37 says, and behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner. She heard that Jesus was in town.
That's right.
Now it was pretty bold for this woman with a sinful reputation to come into the house of a Pharisee. But she was willing to do anything to express her love for Jesus. The fact that she went into that house took courage and determination. That's a characteristic of a thirsty chick. You ain't gonna let nothing or nobody stop you from trying to get. In the context of her description, she was thirsty. She traded her thirstiness of men in the world for the thirst of the Savior, who can turn her situation and her sin all the way around. The problem we have is that we want to find resolve in the wrong resource. Too often we want to find the solution to our problem in the wrong manner of method. And we wonder why it don't work out the way that we want it to work out. Men, if you're trying to find a woman, you need to pray. Stop trying to find them in the club. And you wonder why when you marry her, she's still trying to take. Females, you knew that man was messed up when you married. Now you've been 3-4 years in and you wonder why he's still acting crazy. Well, you knew it before, but you was just so ready to get married that you were just willing to accept any and everything. Sometimes we look for the wrong resolve, right resolve in the wrong resolve.
Well.
The worst possible sinner is the one who don't think that they are sinners.
Come on.
And they need redemption. The Word of God tells us we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. God forbid we highlight the sins of others and neglect our own faults and our downfalls. Reason why we can't reach reach the way we need to reach. And the reason the church has failed to reach the masses is because we too busy tearing others down and lifting ourselves up. The reason why there's so many more in the club than in the church is because they don't judge you in the club. They're all there for the same reason. But we come to church and we act like that we're better than somebody else. I've been sitting on this pew for 50 years and can't nobody tell me anything. But can I tell you, when you come to worship, we all got the same commonality. We are all sinners saved by the grace of God. And I can't look down on you without looking down on myself. Just because I put on the suit don't mean I'm holier than anybody else. Just because you got that wig split don't mean that you're better than anybody else. But the same blood that cleansed, that washed me and cleansed me is the same blood that's doing it. Boy, am I to look down on somebody else without looking down on myself. This woman had a reputation that she was a prostitute. Now the text didn't say that, but the text said she was in the city. Several times it says she was a sinner. Typically in ancient times, when you look at those sins of a woman, it typically would suggest that they were a lady of the night. Even when Jesus met that woman at the well, and he said, you had 5 husbands, and the one you with ain't sure. So when this woman walked in, the woman shunned her because they knew who she was. And if she was like some of us women, you would have grabbed your husband. Can I keep it real?
Come on.
You know when a woman who comes into church single and attractive and your husband trying to be nice and hospitable.
Come on now. Come on.
You get home and you give your husband a little warning. Don't be talking. You understand that? So the women shunned her when she came in and the men knew her. Y'all missed that.
We got
the women shunned her.
We got you.
And the men knew her.
Yeah. Come on now.
They knew who she was. She's not the only sinner, but he called out her sin. They saw her for what she used to be.
Yeah.
But the Lord saw her for what she could be.
Come on. That's right.
Sad reality is of life that people look at us for what we used to be. But God looks at us for what we could be. And I thank God that the Lord looked beyond my fault. Still knows that I have the potential to be powerful in the kingdom of God. She can, despite not being welcome.
Come on. Work on that.
Can I tell you, there's folk who walk into church.
Yeah.
Church folk look at them so wrongly and offensively that they choose not to come back to church anymore.
Yeah. Work on that.
But this woman walked in and all eyes were on her. But she wouldn't let nothing hinder her from doing what she came to do and having experience with the But I'm so glad that she was a thirsty chick. She said, I don't care what they say about me. I'm here to see the Lord. I don't care how they look at me. I didn't come for them. I came for Jesus. Do I have a few folk in here right now? That some folks may talk about you when you come in. Folks may have a problem with your praise. Folks may have a problem how you worship. But you say, I'm not worried about nobody else, but I'm worried about what God will say. So I told you, she came despite of where she was. But then secondly, she brought it to leave it. She brought it to leave it. Verse 37, and behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, when she knew that Jesus sat at meat in the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster box of ointment. This wasn't a cheap sacrifice and offering to the Lord. An alabaster box was used to store some expensive perfume. And you just didn't casually take this anywhere and be haphazard with your alabaster box. Most times the fragrance that is in the alabaster box were years worth of wages. Some, if they had to carry it, they would put it around their neck to a necklace. Keep it close to their heart. She came not empty-handed, but she came willing to give God something that she had worked for all of her life. Apparently, this woman comes to the event with a view to anointing Jesus' head with this costly perfume, indicating that she was successful as a prostitute.
Come on
She
now.
done made a lot of money. And apparently she made enough to be able to purchase a costly alabaster flask of perfume, which she brought to pour out on the head of Jesus. That's the reason. That was her objective and her goal in coming to the Lord. Now, in other accounts of women pouring out the oil on Jesus, you remember the disciples got mad. That's right. And they said, what a waste. We could have sold this, gave it to the poor. And now we know that that really wasn't their intent. But when you're greedy, you got an opportunity to try to sound holy. You know how we are when we financially messed up? You know the Lord told us not to gamble, but we'll go gamble and say, if the Lord bless me to win, I'm going to give it to the church. You understand? But this woman brought this alabaster box. Years worth of wages. She brought what she thought was valuable. All of her assets, all of her livelihood, she brought to the Lord. Now don't miss this. Everything that she worked for, she brought it to the Lord. Rich young ruler said, Lord, what must I do to inherit eternal life? Said, all that give to the poor. Come and follow me. And the text said he walked away because he had many riches. Can I ask you today, what are you willing to bring to the Lord? Not bring it to multiply, but bring it to the Lord. When she poured it out on Jesus' feet, she would not be able to take what she brought back with her because she poured it out for the Lord. What are you willing to pour out for Jesus on today? What's this? She brought what she'd been holding on to unto the Lord. I believe our Christian walk will be made the better if we will stop holding on to what we think is valuable. Let it go. And let the Lord handle our situation. Are you willing to let go of what you've been holding on to? To say, Lord, I want something different in my life. The reason why some of us can't move beyond where we are right now is because we're too busy holding on to our past, holding on to what we think makes us, and we're not willing to let it go in order to give it up. This woman came ready to leave everything that she worked for, give it to the Lord, and walk away, letting him be saved over her life. I believe if we let go of some stuff, let go of some hatred, let go of some old traditions, let go of some bitterness, let go of some hurts, let go of some offenses, let go of some of our selfish ways, and let God have it, then we'll be better off as a people. So unless I keep you too long, I've told you, she came despite of where she was. I told you she brought it to leave it. But then thirdly, this thirsty chick came expecting something. She came expecting something. Verse 38 says, and she stood at his feet, behind him weeping, and began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them with the hairs of her head, and kissed his feet, and anointed them with the ointment. Verse 44, the Lord says, do you see this woman? And so right here, Jesus explains the motive of the woman's deeply emotional devotion. She loved Jesus because by faith she anticipated his forgiveness. She loved him by faith because she felt like if she came with all she had, that the Lord would forgive her of her past and bless her in her future. Simon the host, the Pharisee, did not see the woman as she was, a humble sinner seeking forgiveness, pouring out love for Jesus. For he was looking at her for how she has been, which was a notorious sinner. Simon the Pharisee denied Jesus the common courtesies between a host and a guest, washing the feet, a kiss for a greeting, anointing the head with oil. Does he now reproach the woman for giving him to Jesus? He didn't want to or didn't think to do what was necessary in hosting Jesus, but he rebuked the woman for doing so. Isn't it funny? How folks that don't want to do for the Lord, don't want others to do for the Lord as well. Some folk don't want to work in the church, but they don't want others to work. Some folk don't want to sing, but they'll discourage others from singing. Some folk don't want to give. They start drumming up mess, talking others out of giving. Some folk don't want to praise, but they're looking at frowning at others who are praising and serving God. It's all right if you don't want to do it, but don't hinder me. I don't care if you don't want to give God all that he's done for you, but don't look at me funny when I tell and show God just how good he's been in my life. She stood at his feet. She stood weeping. She stood washing. She stood worshiping. She stood weeping. She stood washing. She stood worshiping. How many of us, when we come into the presence of the Lord, when we come in worship, we engage in weeping, washing, and worshiping? The reason I can weep, wash, and worship is because I know what God has done for me. I know how he has forgiven me of my sins. I know how he has made a way for me when there was no way. I know how he looked me on all of my past and he blessed every one of my needs. Watch this. The fact that she used her hair was a sign that she knew that she was nothing, but she was giving everything that she had to Jesus. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse number 15 says, but that if a woman has long hair, it is her glory, for long hair is given to her as a covering. Now watch this. She placed her glory into his glory. Somebody you don't know. She placed what was her glory and she used it to give glory unto God. When she anointed his feet, the anointing was a mark of honor distinguished and bestowed upon a distinguished guest. Simon did not anoint, but the woman didn't stop anointing. Jesus told Simon that the reason she's doing what she is doing is because she knows that she has a lot to be thankful for, because she's been forgiven for a whole lot. Somebody in here, if you're honest with yourself, you know God has forgiven much, and you ought to be thankful with much forgiveness. Somebody in here, you ought to testify. If you knew how I was, and you see me now, you will understand But when I come to church, I come expecting something from Jesus. I come expecting God to deal with me. I come expecting God to show me how far off the mark I really am. I come expecting the Lord God to comfort me in my life. When I come expecting, when I come thirsty, I come worshiping, I come weeping, and I come watching. Do I have anybody? Do I have anybody? Do I have anybody? You're willing to weep, wash, and worship. Weep, wash, and worship. Weep, wash, and worship. Verse 47, the Lord said, her sins, which are many, are forgiven. For she loved much. Her love came as the result and not the cause of her forgiveness. Our sins are not forgiven because we love God.
Come on.
But we love God because our sins have been forgiven. John, 1 John chapter 4, verse 19 says we love him because he first loved us. I don't love him because I'm looking at it for him forgiven. But I love him because he already first loved me. Somebody in the room right now, you want to testify. The reason you love God is because of Romans 5 and 8. But God commended his love toward us, and that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. The reason why I'm thirsty for the Lord is because on the Friday, on the hill called Calvary, he died on an old cross. They hung him high, they stretched him wide, they put nails in his hand, they put ribbons in his feet, they put a crown of thorns on his head. He died for you. He died for me. They took him off that cross. They put him in a borrowed tomb. But here's where you can shout. Sunday morning, he got up with all power in his hand. Is that why you love the Lord? Because I know that I never would have made it without the Lord in my life. I'm stronger, I'm wise, I'm better, much better because of what the Lord has done for me. Do I have anybody in the room right now? You can thank God because you was a sinner. You was thirsty for the world. But the Lord showed up in your life. The Lord showed up in your situation. The Lord showed up in your marriage. The Lord showed up in your marriage. The Lord showed up in your life. And now you say, ain't nobody do me like Jesus. Ain't nobody do me like the Lord. Ain't it all right? Ain't it all right? Ain't it all right? Ain't it all right? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he forgive you of your sin? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. lifting me